Good afternoon, guys. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Key Team Talks, episode 4. Thanks, Dave, for having me. So we actually just closed on a single-family detached home in South Ozone Park. We closed on Monday. Today's Thursday, so feels good to be able to do that when we're all quarantined and staying in sheltering in place and staying home. First time experiencing this virtual closing, not being able to attend. So it's definitely interesting, but glad we got it done for our seller here. Um, it was, so a little background on the property and the process. It happened to be an expired listing that expired, I want to say, November of last year, 2019. And touched base with him briefly when it did expire, and had to follow up numerous times. Probably we ended up listing it in February, I want to say off the top of my head, and we listed it for $699. Ended up selling for $695, 16 days on the market. We had a whole bunch of showings, a whole bunch of offers. The price and terms were unmatched, and we had a lot of uncertainty leading up to the closing process because we didn't know if the government was going to shut us down, or if the bank was even going to fund it, or if the buyer was even going to have a job to be able to still get the loan, because every day things were changing constantly. So to be able to, add this as a success story in this current climate was definitely awesome feeling, and something that the Key team and combined experience between myself and Helen, also known as Mom, of our 50 plus years, we never experienced something like this, and glad we got it done. And now by far we have a client for life, and a story that will never leave myself or my client at all. And we look forward to helping him on the purchase end. He's renting right now in Long Island till things calm down and he decides where he's going. But we're grateful for the opportunity to help him and his family. Glad we got it done in this climate that we're in.
Absolutely, man. And if you had to break it down to the three reasons why this was able to be a successful transaction, what would you break that down to?
Well, in the beginning, by far, to get the activity that we did, to get them the high price before the COVID-19 crisis took effect, was our marketing, making sure that we had it in front of everybody on all avenues, from social media to the MLSs to the Street Easy. We did an open house, we were calling around the neighbors, putting in front of all the local brokers. After the marketing in our current climate was just staying on top of the process, being in constant communication with the other broker, who was absolutely awesome to deal with, having a knowledgeable, agent on the other side, as well as somebody who's always in constant communication with you, um, definitely makes our job a lot easier, as well as having our team in place. He had his team in place from the mortgage side, the buyer's attorney, and of course the buyer on his end. And I had the seller. He used one of our recommended attorneys to represent him as well. So we were working as a very big, cohesive team. So that definitely helped. And in this current climate that we're in, as we're getting up to closing, was just staying on top of the news, trying to hear every day was changing, what agencies were closing, how things were going to be done virtually, or how a closing was going to be arranged, how us realtors are supposed to handle final walkthroughs. So as long as we were up to date on the current information, how to go about our business, how to do things professionally, legally, and do the right thing, we were able to navigate. So by staying in tune to the news, and from all sources, from regular news to NISAR to NARD to LIBOR, we were able to go about things accordingly and get it done.
good news to hear that this was able, a transaction was able to be done, during this time. I'm hearing more and more of those success stories. So I know that through the efforts that you're putting out there, there's going to be plenty more good news to come, regardless of how long they extend this thing.
Yeah, I think what's happening is that in moving forward, that perhaps you're going to see a lot of buyers get used to visiting properties online, get used to hearing us agents walk through a property, describe a property, show property online, and maybe if it's something that they are 100% interested in, that they would go to physically see it. I think those days of having buyers see 20 homes or more or less, or are going to be limited, and people are probably going to try and do this online aspect and see maybe 2 or 3 homes in person, in order to make a decision, rather than back in the day, I remember one buyer, happens to be a good friend of me, a friend of mine nowadays. I showed him 87 properties.
Wow.
But I think those are going to be done, and it's going to make our lives a lot easier, and show the importance of doing these videos.
And not just us as agents. I think for them, it just streamlines the process, right?
It makes things easier, I think, in everybody's world. We're all busy. We don't need buyers themselves, when they have weekends off, they don't need to spend a Saturday, Sunday going to 10, 15 open houses. They can do things a little bit better, more streamlined, and make, have a better balance in their lives. If everybody wants to hear more, check us out. We have some great content, some blogs up there. Check us out on our Key Team Facebook page. So follow us on Key Team on Facebook, as well as check out and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Key Team. On YouTube is where all our videos of Key Team talks, as well as our properties, and a lot more content. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and looking forward to seeing everybody on the next episode.